Welcome everyone. Today I have an important hidden technique and also mechanics with the summoners of Path of Exile 2. Looking behind me, I am able to resummon and also summon my skeleton minions to will. And this is very important because, as I will show you guys, there are a lot of applications which you can take advantage of this and then do this. And how might this work and benefit you is, let's come over to some tier 15 boss fights and some replays on the first part. On the second part, I have lots of more tips to help you to improve your secondary weapon set, improve your skill ranks, and also improve your abilities. So notice over here, I'm not sure if you guys have noticed because the boss died so fast, the ability to summon and also resummon your minions will change their position right on top of you. This will fix the problems with the range units AI. This can also fix the melee units, but it's more important for the range units to have better positioning. Notice at the start, you might be running too fast and your minions will be lagging behind. And sometimes against bosses or horde of monsters, this is not good because when they lag behind, they get disappeared, they have to be revived. But here we're going to manually, actively fix the AI of the problems of the annoying AI with Path of Exile 2. With Path of Exile 1, this is done automatically. But right here, I'll teach you guys how to do this in Path of Exile 2. So when you're fighting bosses, your minions gets fully resetted, fully ready, and right on top of the boss, ready for the buffs, the curses, and ready for the one-shot. And of course, the application for this is just not about the bosses. You can do similar method using the tech we share with you. You might have seen this in the previous videos, but I realize not a lot of players actually know about this and not taking advantage of this. So we can use secondary weapon swap for great mobility to blink around, and this is also great. But the moment we need the minions, we can summon the minions for a burst of damage. So this is more of a manual activation, and this allows you to have control of your minions. And they don't get lagged behind like this, because the further you go, sometimes they will disappear, and then you have to wait a few seconds to resummon them. And look at this. So here, you run too fast, the minions disappear. And don't worry about over there. This is a visual bug which shows 40, but notice over here in this replay, my friend actually does not have any minions because he ran too fast. So using this tech, you can resummon the minions on top of you, and this will allow you to prepare for any content or any fights. So this is like a fix to the unit AI. And when you're about to fight monsters, you can then prepare your units, summon right on top of you, get the debuffs going, and then one-shot them like this. So just to show you guys a little more, once you understand this tech to fix the AI and also resummon units on top of you, the game for the summoners, or especially for the infernalists, gets much easier. Because with the latest tech with the skeleton archers, skeleton snipers, you clean the map so fast you actually want to run forward. And knowing this method will help you greatly in the game. And to demonstrate to you guys, I'll attach this short footage, which you can see how powerful this new tech can be. Now, there are times that you do not want to use this. For example, in the bridge, you're expanding onwards and there's no need for you to summon and resummon. Monsters will come to you. So if you're playing the bridge or playing the bridge map, there's no need to summon and also resummon because they will keep coming to you. It's actually easier to let your projectiles fly outwards and then killing them. So this is also an example that sometimes you don't have to abuse this method too much. Even though you know this, there are times it's not that profitable to use this. Notice our archer is clearing the whole map for a tier 15 map, and it's pretty straightforward. You don't have to resummon them, and you're just killing them because your archers will shoot across the map. Now over here, we do have two different build variations for the snipers. If you want to try the fire sniper, it still works perfectly for me. And my friend's physical sniper is readily available. And the demonstration you saw over here are coming from the endgame of the physical snipers, which is actually really powerful. Make sure you watch those two videos should you want to follow the snipers, and make sure you watch this one, which I'll keep coming back to, because this will teach you how to do your weapon setup. And because you're doing the weapon setup, you can use this technique to summon and also resummon your skeletons and to have them focus on top of your character, which is very important because this way they will never get lagged behind and also disappear. Again, over here, I have 200 summons. That is just a visual bug as I swap between my minions and also weapons. So coming over to the most important part, I do apologize taking a little longer to introduce the method. So what you want to do is, firstly, you need a second weapon set. You have to have the second weapon set, and I strongly recommend you watching this video, even using the timestamps to understand different part of the video, because I even talk about the choices of the stats of the items, and also how this can greatly lower the cooldown if you want to blink, and if you want to do something else. So in that sense, have a look at that previous video. I also have additional advice and also filters for you guys ready for this video, which we'll look at on the third part. So once you have the weapon set ready, the next thing is you might want to do something with over here. So notice that my weapon set allows me to change weapons. And in changing weapons like this, I can do manually. And you can see while weapons are changed, some skills will light up while other skills will go gray. And this will allow you to maximize your cursors and also abilities, which is actually really important. Now, once you understand those two things, the final thing to make the AI work for the skeleton snipers is over here. So this is a hidden secret. I'm not sure if a lot of Summoners players know about this. Most people, when they see the plus sign, they'll just click the plus sign. But this is actually not beneficial. So notice here, I'm only assigning 13 skeletons, the maximum amount of skeleton snipers, to my weapon 1, which is the weapon I use to deal the most damage. And I'm actually unperking all the perks that starts with 10 or 11. I'm perking all the perks to 0 over here. Oh boy, I need to move my head a little bit. So notice over here. So here is number 13. And here, no matter how high it is, I'm unperking everything from weapon set 2. And this is important. Once you have done this, notice that once I change my weapons, the snipers or the minions will be summoned right on top of me. Because there's nothing on the other weapon, they will disappear for a second, but this does not count towards a revive counter. And this allows you to resummon them whenever you swap your weapons. Unless they're dead, of course. If they're dead, they have to be revived, right? So this way, you can manually press X to resummon them. And this is the first part of the technique that you want to understand. And over here you can see, this is how my friend, before the boss fights, he changed the gears. And before the boss fights, he will change his gears. And then he will go towards the boss. And then when he changes his weapon set again, the skeletons are summoned right on top of him and also on top of the boss. So this is quite important for you to get a big setup for the boss or just to travel along the map. Now, in order to bring this to the next level, well, what you can do is, again, coming back to refer to this video, because this will teach you, the important aspects of all the light up and also everything. So as to that video, what I am doing is, as a quick breakdown, I am assigning my cursors. Yes, I'm using vulnerability to test the physical build, but you can use flammability as well. So testing the cursors, notice that the cursors here is assigned to 2 of the skills. This is not good. I just want the cursor assigned to 1, which is the weapon set 2, which allows me to have a wider radius of the curse, and this curse have stronger effect. Now, when this happens, what's going to happen is, notice that I'm casting the curse. And if I cast Firewall and curses, notice this actually does things automatically. So before I'm pressing X over here. So notice I'm pressing X to resummon skeletons. But I can automatic this process. So the curses are assigned to weapon 2 over here, while my firewalls are assigned to weapon 1. So instead of manually changing my characters like weapons by pressing X, I'm actually going to cast a curse, and then this takes away my skeletons. But when I cast the firewall, the skeletons will get resummoned right on top of me. And then you can ritual them, you can do whatnot, and this will make them perfect without you having to do things manually. But of course, sometimes you can do it manually, you have the option. Now, if you think the automation is great, wait till you see the final addition. Yes, you can then add Blink to the second weapon set, because Blink costs 60 reserve of spirit, no one wants that. So adding Blink to my second weapon set, what does this allow me to do is, I can cast my curse, I can blink, I can resummon. Notice this is all automated. So again, I'm going to cast my curse, I'm going to blink on cooldown, and then I resummon. Notice the skeleton archers or skeleton arsoners or snipers, they're not lagged behind. So imagine if I don't do this, I keep running, and if they're shooting and then get lagged behind and they disappear, they have to be revived. So the final automation process is for me to cast curses, blink, summon firewall, perfect. Everything's on top of me. So you have 3 options. You can manually change your weapons to resummon them, you can cast curses and firewalls, or you can combine everything together. So blink, firewall. Now, it is optional, guys, if you want to do double blink. Sometimes you might not want to do double blink. Second wind will increase the cooldown, which is not good. But if you take second wind off, you have more mobility, but there's only 1 blink. Notice blink is much lower on cooldown, and this is actually really good. So it is a personal preference if you want to do double blink or single blink. Always have this one on cooldown because this is really good to lower the cooldowns. Now, if you think those are pretty useful, I do have additional tips. So again, if you haven't watched that video, that video teaches you a lot. So that video actually have a lot of trade filters. Those trade filters will help you to buy the items I recommended, but there's additional perks and also benefits of buying some new stats of those items. So looking over here, this is my secondary weapon, and this weapon has +3 to all skills and also casting speed. What does this mean? This means when I'm casting curses on my secondary weapon set, it is all of a sudden +3. And it's very hard to even get +1 with corruption. Imagine getting +3. So the ability to have this particular weapon, which plus all the skill rank, including blink +3, this is actually really good. So what you want to search is, yes, I have the trait filters ready to search for those. So there are two types of searches over here. You can go with, let me have a look. Well, here we are. So you can go with +3. I have the filters ready. +3 together with casting speed. You can search this way. And then notice this comes out, right? Then you click on casting speed, and I have filtered for only 1 Exile items. So you can go casting speed, all spell skills. And this will allow you, when you're casting your secondary ability, or second weapon set ability, you get a free +3 to your spells, which is actually really amazing. At the same time, you can get this shield for up to 50% lower cooldown recovery, and that will help you to have a much lower blink cooldown. But if you don't want to be blinking, which I don't know why, everyone likes blink for free blink, right? You can also go with casting speed on the secondary offhand like this, which give you faster casting speed, but I think most of us will go with blink cooldowns, which allows me to blink with lower cooldown and blink again. Now, similar to all the videos, all the links I mentioned over here will be updated in this video. It is also in the previous video. There's additional things I want to share with you guys. So here, let me show you guys over here. Well, let me find flame. So many things I want to pack and share with you guys. I'm always trying to share as much as I can. So okay, here's my flame ability. So flame ability, look at this. This is not really, I guess this is a spell, but this is also a fire spell. So what you can take advantage if you're running the fire setup for the fire snipers or fire arsonists. So instead of buying the +3 all skill rank, you can buy the wand with +5 fire skill rank. And this allows you, when you're casting the flame ability, to get a +5 to this flame ability. Of course, this is a really bad corruption. It went to -1, so don't look at this one, you don't want this one. Let me see my other ones. Where it is? Okay, it's over here. So yes, you'll get a +5 to the spell rank to flame ability. It is a little more expensive to buy both casting speed and also flame ability. So if you want, if it's not working, just take away the casting speed like this over here. Just filter for the fire skills for 5 ranks, and those comes pretty cheap. Again, everything's filtered for you guys, so you have the best experience in buying those items for cheap. Now, small advice. I have set, or you can set for 1 exalt. This means everything you see will not go over 1 exalt. And then you click on the casting speed, and this will show you the cheapest items. And this is the best way to do it, to buy things for a bargain. Now, for those of you who want to see my skill links and also ability combinations, make sure to check out the previous 2 videos I keep going back to, because those are the variations that is important for you to understand with the builder's guide. There's also additional tips on this video. It's so important. You have to check this out once you know this. Now, I do want to address one important issue. A lot of our viewers are saying weapon swap, it seems to be a bait simply because there is a delay, about 200 milliseconds of a delay between swapping between the weapons, and sometimes that will get you killed, especially in harder maps. Yes, this is undeniably true, and I have asked a lot of veteran players who said you can even reduce the delay with certain choice of gems and also gears, but that is not worth it. So yes, you have to be of the delay as your weapon swap, and what I want to highlight is you do not weapon swap in front of a bunch of monsters right in front of you, and you weapon swap and lose tons of stats of your gears. You weapon swap before about to debuff them, and you quickly weapon swap back, and you can weapon swap then blink and then swap back. So the choice is yours. You do not want to weapon swap in a bad position. You just get used to the delay. I don't want to say get used to it, but rather to understand there's going to be a delay. Now, again, in terms of weapon swapping, in the demonstration videos of tier 15, my friend is not casting curses and weapon swap all the time. You do not have to do this. So stop weapon swapping every second you get a chance, because you don't have to cast curses onto weak monsters. They will die without the curse. And I know it may sound a little silly. Yes, you have the choice, but you do not have to weapon swap all the time. Yes, when you get lost, when you need to blink, like I'll go back a little bit. So when you get lost and when you're traveling fast and when you need to blink, when there's no enemies in front of you, you can weapon swap and start blinking non-stop for greater mobility. But when there's monsters and the fight is actually engaging and there's lots of monsters in front of you, you don't have to curse them, they will die. You don't have to weapon swap and risk the delay, you just let your archers do it. You can use manual weapon swap quickly to resummon them, or you can just keep them alive. You do not have to weapon swap all the time because there is a small delay. But once you get used to the delay, it's actually not a big deal. And for me, I'm actually really enjoying the mobility. I just cast, I blink, and I cast again, and which is really enjoyable. And I cast, I blink, I know this blinks on cooldown because I have 2 blinks. So I can blink again, I cast again. So the choice is yours, and make sure you guys play around with this a little bit. Yes, the delay is there, but you can understand when to not swap all the time. Now, hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. I try to pack as much information as I can while explaining things clearly, as clear as I can. And if you like videos like this, make sure you subscribe, turn the notification on for the latest update for the mechanics, the tricks, and everything related to the game. Even though I'm playing the summoners now, I am learning the latest meta of the spark sources, and oh boy do I have a good build for you. I'll be taking a few days to make sure that video is good because that is a super good in-game build. I want to do it justice, so this is a little teaser. Stay tuned, we will have one of the strongest sources with spark lightning build you'll see, and it clears all the uber content, it destroys tier 18 maps. Yes, tier 18, tier 19 maps, super juiced ones, it can beat anything in the game. So super excited to bring that for you guys in the future videos. Now what I do now is I'll attach this short replay to show you guys the ability to change the AI or resummon monsters on top of you, and how this will greatly improve your gameplay as you play any content in the game, as you go through the map, or even if you fight the boss, this will help you out a lot. So check out those replays for the demonstration. Now, before we finish, if you guys haven't subscribed, this is a really good time to do so because I'll be looking into the latest Path of Exile 2 news on different communities and also on our official forum, official webpage. I'll also be looking into the best build for each of the class as the meta develops with the Chinese and also the English community. So stay tuned for the latest update and also guides for Path of Exile 2. And of course, this is gonna be a big month for us. And I'll try to bring you guys all of the latest content and also guides for Path of Exile 2 to come.